Hello, I'm Maria and welcome back. I'm so excited because we are going to talk about the two states of Connecticut and Massachusetts. Connecticut and Massachusetts, that's right. There's Pluto. He's up close and personal. Pluto is up close and personal. Yes, he is. All right. So Pluto here is going to join us in our adventure of learning. What are we going to learn about Connecticut and Massachusetts? Because there's already a lesson on how to spell Massachusetts. Remember? Massachusetts. Massachusetts. That's Massachusetts. And Connecticut? Connecticut. Right. Do we remember the capital of Massachusetts? Boston. Boston. Massachusetts. Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Now what about Connecticut? Connecticut. Hartford. Hartford is the capital. And look how you spell Hartford. It's not an H-E-A-R-T. It's an H-A-R-T-F-O-R-D. Hartford. Hartford, right? And then, of course, Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. So let's sing the capital of Connecticut. Connecticut. Hartford is the capital of Connecticut. Connecticut. Hartford is the capital of Connecticut. Connecticut. Hartford is the capital of Connecticut. Hartford is the capital of Connecticut. Hartford. Very nice. Now, something else that is very interesting about Hartford, Connecticut, and Boston, Massachusetts. You see, Connecticut had become the 5th state to ratify and approve the Constitution. The 5th state. Yes, the 5th state to approve the Constitution in the year 1788. And to be specific, January 9th of 1788, Connecticut ratifies and approves the Constitution. 1 month later, February 6th, Massachusetts also approves the Constitution. Oh, Pluto, do you want to say something? What do you want to say, Pluto? What do you want to say? Tell us. That's right. Connecticut was the 5th state to ratify the Constitution, and then Massachusetts becomes the 6th state a month later. Like right there. Think of it as this. Oh, he likes my chains. Okay. This is Connecticut and approves the Constitution in 1788, January 9th. This is Massachusetts, February 6th, 1 month later. Ratifies the Constitution. So this is Connecticut, and this one is Massachusetts. Excellent. And we already learned the capitals, right? You know, the capital of Massachusetts is Boston. And there is what in Boston? Well, Boston is just full of rich history. You remember the Mayflower? The Mayflower in 1620. It arrived in Massachusetts, right? Full of the English settlers. Many were Puritans. The first Thanksgiving, right after they arrived in the Mayflower, Massachusetts. And also, in Boston, you can see the oldest college university, Harvard. Harvard University. Remember that the second oldest is William and Mary? The William and Mary College. What can you say about the second oldest college in the USA? Founded in the year of 1693 in the state of Virginia. It's quite elite. Well, that was the second oldest. Harvard is the first oldest college university, founded in the year 1636 in Boston, Massachusetts. So let's remember that. Let's sing again about Massachusetts. The sixth state to ratify the Constitution on February 6, 1788. Massachusetts, Massachusetts, Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. 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 Very nice. I'm so proud of you. And Pluto is proud of you too. Now, another thing about Connecticut and Massachusetts. Connecticut has a double consonant. C-O-N-N-E-C-T-I-C-U-T. Double consonants. What is a consonant? A consonant is any letter that is not considered a vowel. What are the vowels again, my beautiful children? What are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, O, U, A, E, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, O, U. Yes, excellent, children, excellent. Those are the vowels. So what's a consonant? A letter that is not a vowel. If it's not an A, an E, an I, O, U, you have a consonant. So B, C, D, E. Not E, because E is a vowel. F, consonant. G, consonant. H, consonant. I is a vowel. Do you know the show Wheel of Fortune? Let's spin the wheel, right? Oh, $1,000. I like to buy a vowel. I like to buy an A. Excellent. I like to buy another vowel. I like to buy an E. And I like to buy an I. I like to buy an O. And I would like to buy a U. Very nice. That will be a U. So, a consonant is any letter that does not consist of a vowel. And look at Connecticut, double consonants. C-O-N-N-E-C-T-I-C-U-T. Capital Hartford, double consonant. Let's put a square around those two M's. Now look at Massachusetts, M-A-S-S, double consonant. Put a square. M-A-S-S-A-C-H-U-S-E-T-T-S, T-T. Put a square. Put a square. Very nice. So Massachusetts has a double consonant, M-A-S-S, double consonant, M-A-S-S-A-C-H-U-S-E-T-T-S. Double consonants at the end. Connecticut at the beginning, C-O-N-N. So proud of you. Excellent. Let's sing Connecticut with its capital, and then we go to Massachusetts with its capital. Connecticut, Connecticut, Connecticut. Hartford is the capital of Connecticut. Now Massachusetts. Massachusetts, Massachusetts, Massachusetts. Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Also, Connecticut and Massachusetts are part of the 13 original colonies that helped to form the new nation. The 13 colonies, the 13 colonies, the 13 colonies formed a new nation. New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Delaware, Georgia, Maryland, and Massachusetts. New Jersey, New York, and North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Virginia. Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Virginia. is so proud of you. Remember, if you don't have a piano, you can still sing it. Massachusetts, Massachusetts, Massachusetts. Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Connecticut, Connecticut, Connecticut. Hartford is the capital of Connecticut. Very nice. Also, Connecticut was the 5th state to approve the Constitution. Massachusetts followed right after as the 6th state to ratify the Constitution. Connecticut, the 5th state. Massachusetts, the 6th state to ratify the Constitution. That's important. They were a month apart. January 9th, Connecticut approved it. February 6th, Massachusetts approved the Constitution, or the fancy word, ratified, in the year of 1788. You know, 1788 is quite interesting because the following year, in 1789, who becomes the first president? Not Beethoven. That's a composer. George Washington becomes the first president in 1789. Yes. So we had a lot of states ratifying, approving the Constitution before George Washington is inaugurated and becomes the first president. And he becomes inaugurated in the state of New York. New York, where liberty enlightening the world is standing. Yes, in New York. She holds that torch with her right hand. Liberty enlightening the world, or the Statue of Liberty. But Liberty enlightening the world is her name. Albany is the capital of New York. The state of New York, the state of New York. Albany's the capital of New York. Albany. Albany, 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 capital of New York. The state of New York, the state of New York. Albany's the capital of New York. Albany. Remember that all these states, names and capitals are proper nouns, so we need to capitalize the first letter. So New York, that's where George Washington, yes, George Washington becomes inaugurated as the first president. And Albany, capital A. A capital A for Albany. Capital A. Now, Albany. Capital because it's a proper noun. My name Maria, capital M because it's a proper noun. Pluto here, P. Capital P because Pluto is his name. So capital P for Pluto. Okay. Now, something else about New York, aside from having the Statue of Liberty there and the Empire State Building, and George Washington becomes inaugurated in New York. New York was the first capital of the United States of America. New York was the first capital. Well, what's our current capital? What's the nation's capital? Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is the nation's capital. Correct. But New York was the first original capital of the United States. Something nice to learn. Now, remember my 5 laws of learning. We read, we sing and chant, we write, right? And then we sing and chant, and then we assess. You need to read about the state of Connecticut, the state of Massachusetts, and the state of New York. You need to read. I have a great book about it. So you find online, go online, read about Connecticut. Read how it became the 5th state to ratify the Constitution. How there is a museum called the Locke Museum. What? There is a museum in Connecticut. It's called the Locke Museum of America. The Locke Museum of America. It owns over 10,000 locks and keys made in Connecticut. That's pretty funny. Find out about its sources of ways to increase its economy money. Tourism. Is tourism a big deal? Is it important in Connecticut? Think about the author, a writer who lived in Connecticut for 17 years. He wrote he wrote lots of famous novels, but a very famous one, of course, is Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. Tom Sawyer, he wrote Huckleberry Finn in Connecticut. That's pretty cool. Read about that. Read about Massachusetts, about the Mayflower, how it got there. Read about Boston. Look up Harvard, the oldest university. Once you read all that and you write, sing. Massachusetts, Massachusetts, Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Connecticut, 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 Hartford is the capital of Connecticut. Tom Sawyer lived in Connecticut. Tom Sawyer wrote Huckleberry Finn. Tom Sawyer lived in Connecticut. Tom Sawyer wrote Huckleberry Finn. You see how many things you can just put in this magical melody? And they're things that stay with you. You go to Connecticut one day, you say, hey, let's check out that house where Tom Sawyer, the author of Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer, lived in. As opposed to arriving there and then someone saying, would you like to see the house of Tom Sawyer, the writer, and you don't have any information or knowledge about it. You should, right? So that's why we learn. And we read, we write. We read, we sing, we write. We sing again and then we assess. What's the capital of Connecticut? Hartford. What's the capital of Massachusetts? Boston. What's the oldest college university? Harvard. You get the idea. Have fun. It's important to have fun. Have fun with this. Read, sing, write, sing, assess. The 5 laws of learning. Very important to put in every single lesson activity. All right, hope to see you next time. Of course, Pluto is here having his fun. And we will have a very important lesson to learn again so we can always become smarter. Keep believing in yourself. You sparkle just like a diamond. Sparkle like gold. Remember the periodic table, AU. The chemical symbol is AU. What's its atomic number? 79. AU is for gold. AU is for gold. 79's its number. 79 its number. 79 its atomic number. The atomic number, right? Number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus. Gold. AU. Keep shining like gold, you AU. See you next time.